Hey everyone, and welcome to day 2 or day 3, depending on how you look at it, of CC Spectrum. Hopefully you guys have had some pretty good luck with your particular runs on the permamap, yesterday's daily, and for those of you who've made it to 18 or even higher, congrats. Always awesome to hear about that. So if you haven't made it there or you're still working on it, best of luck, and I wish you guys the best as this season unfolds. Anyway, another day means another set of contracts for the daily. So let's go ahead and talk about them, shall we? So, today's daily takes place on Windswept Highlands. Nonetheless, it'll be interesting having to deal with all of the Sarkaz on this map, as arts damage is kind of not particularly too strong here, since they have high res. Let's go ahead and dive into our 4 contracts for today. The first contract up is High Value Target. For those of you who are kind of new to this, High Value Target is our specific character ban. We ban up to 3 operators at most. So if you see this one, there's probably a small handful of operators that have been banned from the day. Now, for this particular day, we are banning the use of Surtur and Mudrock. This mostly is to counter 2 major strats. One is being that Mudrock can simply just solo the left lane. She's a really powerful unit, so losing her in that particular spot, it does hurt a little bit, but there are still a good number of operators that can easily take her place. Aside from that, there is another strat that is used with Surtur here that I like to call Scorched Earth, in which case you just simply put a bunch of operators in the bottom right and proceed to pretty much just wipe everything out. It's a spawn camp attack, but it still is incredibly effective at taking all of them out, and allows you to pretty much autopilot the map afterwards, if you can pull it off. It's a pretty nasty strat. So, you'll have to make do without the 2 of them today. Up next is our second contract, Rollout. Now, this one's pretty simple too. All you need to really do is you need to bring in Lancet 2, Castle 3, and Thermal EX into your particular run, and use them at least once. This is mostly a squad size limitation, but it can be incredibly useful to use the robots in certain situations. This will probably mostly apply to Thermal EX, as his debuff can be extremely handy if you need just that little bit extra damage. Now, the only major thing I think I can also mention here is that if you have a leveled Chave, as in a E2 Chave, you'll be able to get a lot more use out of the 3 robots, as their redeployment time will be drastically reduced, and even more so if you brought Silver Ash. Our third contract for today is Electromagnetic Pulse Field, or EMP Field for short. This one just pretty much bans the use of summons and gadgets. Aside from summoners getting banned from using their own little summons, this prevents operators that have gadgets like your trappers, Silence's drone, Weedy's cannon, and so on and so on. Now, I will say you could still bring the operator in. You just can't use their gadgets and summons. You just have to pretend they don't exist on the bottom of your screen. Now, this particular strategy is going to punish Nightingale a lot, as it will deny the use of her mirages. Now, you can still bring her in and take advantage of her abilities. Her S2 and S3 are actually pretty good for this particular map. Actually, S3 probably is the best. You can still bring her in, you can still use her, you just can't use her mirages. And I would say the same thing for Weedy, Silence, Phantom, Beanstalk, and whoever else you bring that may have a summon or a gadget. Last but not least, definitely not least, is one of our favorite meme contracts that we have, Brutal, in quotes, Assault. This one's incredibly simple. Myrtle just needs to attack a Sentinel. Now, you can actually have her attack them to actually trigger the buff that they will apply, or simply just hitting them after they've done it. It really doesn't matter when you have her attack them, it just matters that you do at some point in time. Now, I will say, props to you if you can actually get Myrtle to take at least one of them out, especially considering their buffs today. Even bigger props to you if you're using her to trigger their buff early and also wake everybody up. So, how you play this one out will be a very interesting run for today. And with those 4 explained, that is going to be all for this particular informational video. Hopefully that clears up any potential questions you may have, and if you do have any, feel free to leave some in the comments below. I will try to address them as they appear. Otherwise, have an awesome day on CC Spectrum, and best of luck for your daily run as well as your permamap runs, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next daily information video. Laters!